able to deliver smooth frame rates at 4K with detail settings maxed out, something the previous generation GeForce GTX 1080 Ti couldn't quite manage. The GTX 2080 Ti's Halo features couldn't used in many games yet, but as those come online, the Turing architecture is expected to shine even brighter. That said, NVIDIA's recent driver release unlocks ray tracing support on non-RTX cards, so if you have a capable previous generation Pascal 10 series card, you can at least try out those snazzy lightning and shadow effects. NVIDIA also did a good job improving the cooler on its Founders Edition version of the 2080 Ti, leading to high sustained clock speeds. That said, $1,200 means this card is out of the reach for the vast majority of gamers. Only those who are truly after no compromise 4K gaming experience should consider this card. Both the GTX 1080 Ti and the one step down RTX 2080 are capable of smooth Ultra HD gaming, providing you're willing to switch off a few settings. Best graphic card for VR gaming: NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2070 Super. People with VR headsets need to achieve a certain level of performance to avoid jarring artifacts, and NVIDIA GeForce GTX 2070 Super is fast enough to keep up with the 90 Hz refresh rates of the most modern head-mounted plates. Moreover, it includes a Virtual Link port for connecting next-generation headset with a single cable. That's not really a useful feature today, but it will likely come in handy the next time you consider upgrading your VR headset. Previously, we recommend the GeForce RTX 2070 in this position, but the 2070 Super introduction gives you almost 30% faster average frame rates across our benchmark suite. What's more, NVIDIA's own implementation of the 2070 Super is no longer saddled by a so-called Founders Edition. You can now find it for $500. More performance at lower price, sign us up. With more than enough pixel punch to handle smooth VR at prices generally below that the older GTX 1080, the GeForce RTX 2070 Super is our local choice for VR gaming. If you're looking for even more performance future-proofing, consider waiting for the GeForce RTX 2080 Super, which should be available by the end of July for $700. This graphic card for 2K gaming. AMD Radeon RX 5700 8GB version. This recommendation is bound to be controversial, however, AMD's Radeon RX 5700 averages 11% higher average frame rates than NVIDIA's GeForce RTX 2060 through our benchmark suite at the same $350 price point. AMD is notably missing real-time ray tracing acceleration, and that means upcoming blockbusters like Cyberpunk 2077 probably won't look as good on a Radeon card. But this is also the lowest level at which ray tracing makes sense to enable on NVIDIA's hardware. A GeForce RTX 2060 with the technology turned on isn't guaranteed to scratch your craving for smooth performance at 2K anyway. In meantime, we'll take higher frame rates in today's titles from the RX 5070. If AMD's blower-style coolers aren't your cup of GPU tea, hold tight for incoming wave of partner boards sporting axial fans. We're frankly fine with the design the way it is. Exhausting waste heat from your case should be seen as a good thing. Moreover, the reference design is much quieter than AMD's previous in-house effort. Best graphic card for 1080p gaming. NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 Super. NVIDIA's GeForce GTX 1660 Super is quite the performer at 1080p, delivering at least 60 FPS with detail set to Ultra. In a couple of test titles, the card was well over 100 FPS and could be used with high refresh rate 1080p monitor while still keeping all the eye candy enabled. Compared to GTX 1660, the Super we tested was roughly 50% faster and just a couple of percent behind the GeForce GTX 1660 Ti overall. When including AMD video cards, Vega 56 is closest performance-wise, outperforming the 1660 Super by a bit over 5%, while AMD's Polaris-based RX 590s are about 15% slower across most titles. The Navy-based RX 5700 cards easily outperformed the 1660 Super, but also cost a lot more. When adding price to the equation, the GTX 1660 is found for $225 on Newegg, while 1660 Ti is priced at $275 and up. The EVGA GTX 1660 Super Ultra we reviewed hit the scene at $229, with other partner cards priced higher. AMD's Vega 56 is priced notably higher, starting at $300 and above, with the RX 5070 at $330 plus. With both using more power than the GTX 1660 Super, the RX 590 has seen priced up and can now be found for $200 or more, but again it is notably slower and more power hungry. If you're looking for a 60 FPS plus card for 1080p gaming at a reasonable price, Nvidia's GeForce GTX 1660 Super is the best option currently available, although we are still waiting on performance details and pricing of AMD's upcoming RX 5500. Best budget GPU, AMD Radeon RX 570 4GB version. There's been lots of turmoil in the budget gaming card space over the last couple of years. Despite a general lack of new hardware for a long time, the crypto mining craze kept AMD's RX 570 card priced high and often made it hard to find in stock, keeping it out of our budget considerations. But now that's over, AMD cards has pushed the price of the 2017 era RX 570 down to around $130 and up for 4GB models. That makes AMD's cards easy to recommend over our previous recommendation, the 3GB GTX 1050, which currently sells for about $30 and more. The Radeon RX 570 appeals specifically to folks gunning for high detail gaming at 1080p, who don't have the budget to step up to an RX 580. That said, with 8GB RX 580 often dipping below $200 mark these days, AMD's stepped up card is arguably a better buy. That's particularly true for those looking for long-term gaming performance at 1080p or interested in experimenting with high-resolution texture packs. The additional 4 gigs of memory will likely become increasingly important in future memory-hungry titles, making the RX 580 a card with more gaming performance longevity.